Okay folks, we're jumping on the bandwagon. We're doing power scaling in the Malaverse. Members of the Malazan Grand Alliance, today we're looking at the top 10 most powerful weapons in the Malaverse. In my opinion, of course, so don't get your briefs in a bunch. I'll be using 4 methods to break this down. 1 is the destructive ability shown by the weapon. 2, the forging methodology. 3, the epic tales. 4, my opinion. So let's dive into it. Number 10, Ruth and Good's sword. So, Good was a captain in the Bone Hunter army and was a closeted ascendant who served the Malazan Empire under High Fist Greyman. He wielded a blade forged by the Storm Riders themselves. The sword could cover its wielder in an armor of ice, and it channeled the icy cold of the depths of Mael's realm. When the Bone Hunters stumbled into the chain Naruk, an entire army of Naruk tested the Storm Rider ice armor and didn't succeed with it. It is a blade that only an ascendant can wield because no mortal can survive the effects. Number 9, Kurad's sword. The sword of the Emperor of 1,000 Deaths, forged at the behest of the crippled god by a master blacksmith of the Mekros. This sword could literally bring its wielder back from the dead. It was a conduit of the Chained One's power to directly affect the mortal realm. It made its wielder stronger every time it resurrected them, but it also made them mad. Fortunately, it only had one wielder, Kurald Sengar, and with it, he took an empire that had stood since the fall of the first human empire. It was destroyed by its creator after Kasa Olong finally managed to kill Kurald. Number 8, Grief or Vengeance. Whether or not this blade can be classified as a true Hurst blade is unclear, but it was certainly forged in the Hurst forges by the legendary House Hurstein at the behest of Anomandarek. This blade has had at least 3 legendary wielders that we know of. First was Rake, the son of Darkness himself, who passed it on to his brother Andarist, who finally passed it on to Dasim Hutor. The thing about this blade is that you have to have a singular focus on grief or vengeance for you to be able to harness its full power. Andarist, in his grief after losing his betrothed, used it to defend Drift Avali. Dasim used it as well, and in his hands it was vengeance. He overwhelmed an entire ship of Tiste Edu warriors, though he was probably the world's foremost swordsman, so that might have helped a bit. Don't forget that in Tol the Hounds, he fought and overwhelmed Anomandarek with it, and in the Return of the Crimson Guard, he fought one-on-one with the legendary Crimson Guard commander champion, Skinner, who had the goddess Adata's impenetrable armor. Number 7, Hurst Blades. Dragon-slaying swords forged when the Elent wanted to cross over from their realm into other realms. Hurst blades were forged by a swordsmithing Tiste house called Hurstein. They equipped the Tiste Andi army that went into Staval de Melaine to take care of the Elent problem. These blades could tear through a dragon's tough scales like hot knife through butter, and the laughter. Gods, how the blades laughed as they drank dragon blood. Yet Derek finds a Hurst blade that was wielded by Silcha's ruin, and with it, he slays over 1,000 Leosan, Hounds of Light, and some soul-taken Leosan Elend before his death. Number 6, Bairoth the Loom. Witness. If Clan Aimas blades had a god, then this was it. An obsidian blade forged within the effects of the Elder Warren of Telan, using the lost arts of stone forging used by the Aimas. Don't forget the 2 Toblakai warrior souls living within it who give it its name. But most importantly, don't forget the relentless and implacable warrior wielding it, Kasa Olong. This blade was wielded in a fight against 2 Hounds of Darkness. Yes, the Derakoth. The Derakoth fared so well, they had their heads dragged behind Kasa Olong's horse. Kasa fought off 50 Tiste Edu warriors without losing a breath while wielding this sword. This blade's potential is off the charts considering that much awaited Witness trilogy is yet to be released, and Kasa Olong's lifelong ambition is to end all civilization. Number 5, Kyle's White Blade. The White Blade is a thing of chaos. It was a blade forged by unknown forces who could somehow channel chaos to become a blade. It was originally Osak's blade. Yes, the first son of light wielded this blade for millennia before passing it on to Kyle, while they were guests of Shadowthrone. There have been storied tales of battles between Rake and Osak, and I can only imagine this was the blade Osak used to counter Rake's Dragonipur. Kyle used it in the Kurald invasion and gained the epithet White Blade. In Assail, a Kurald Assail recoiled from the blade, and seeing a Kurald Assail react that way was perhaps the most solid proof of the blade's efficacy. Number 4. Stone Wielder. A stone grey blade storied to be able to channel Ban's power. The blade had been lost to the depths of the Storm Rider Sea until the legendary Malazan High Fist Greyman was gifted by the Storm Riders after a parley. Greymen sensed the scope of its power and only used it very sparingly in desperate situations. The most desperate of them was the taking down of the Storm Wall, a fortress that had withstood with millennia of onslaught from the cold Storm Rider magic. Number 3. Ban's Hammer, a weapon that carried the potential to destroy the world within it with one good swing. Ban's hammer was a weapon that was forged as the embodiment of the sleeping goddess's power. At some point after Ban slept, the hammer was given to Caladan Brood, an ascendant tasked with awakening Ban should the need arise, and that awakening could have resulted in the end of the mortal realm. Number 2. Dragonipur, the sword with an inky black blade that absorbed all light. When unsheathed, the sword groaned awake, emitting chains of smoke and filling the air with the sounds of creaking wheels and a chorus of hopeless mourning. Even sheathed, it emanated terror. A normal wound caused by Dragonipur could lead to death, whilst blood on the blade boiled and turned to ash. The sword was a warren containing the gate of darkness. This gate was held within an immense wooden dragon, with wheels as tall as a man. It was drawn by chains linked to the souls of all individuals who had been slain with Dragonipur. The cat was endlessly pursued by the forces of chaos. This blade was forged by Draconas within the suzerain of Elder Night within Ban's fiery heart, using Ban's own hammer. It is said even in her sleep, the sleeping goddess was very displeased. It was in the end destroyed by Brood using the very hammer that forged it. Number 1. Icarium, life stealer, the maker of machines, the chaser of time, the lord of the sun grains, the slayer of 10,000, and the maker of time. A Jagut blood wanderer, around whom swirled like the blackest wake rumors of devastation, appalling murders, and genocide. Yes, Icarium is a living being, but it is undeniable that he is wielded as a weapon by the Nameless Order. Icarium's legends of destruction are known all across the races in the Malaverse, and that is why he is number 1. There you have the first of my power scaling. Let me know which top 10 you want next. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and hit the notification bell for more injection of Malazan culture into your YouTube feed. Also follow my Discord server for more discussions on the Malazan world. I am Azalan, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.